Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today, and I just wanted to drop something real quick for you guys. And I don't know, can I be honest? Can I be real? I'm bothered. I really am. I'm bothered. I'm bothered by parents over parenting, over indulging, over pampering, over protecting, over praising, and jumping through ridiculous hoops just to meet their children's endless demands. I mean, who buys a $200,000 vehicle for a 5-year-old? I mean, who pays ACT and SAT administrators over $200,000 just so their children can cheat on standardized exams? And before you come after me, this has nothing to do with money. You can be earning a decent and livable wage and still run your home and still treat your children as if the whole world revolves around them, like the sun will not come up tomorrow morning without their permission. Today, we're going there. We're going to talk about entitlement. Now, the foundation for entitlement, I believe, is pride. Let me read a quick scripture for you guys. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 5, it says, "In the same way, you younger people must submit yourselves to your elders, and all of you must put on the apron of humility to serve one another. For the scripture says, God resists the proud, but shows favor to the humble." Good News Translation. Hey, I think it's getting very hot. It's getting very hot. Who would have thought that children could be prideful? Well, let's make some comparisons, shall we? Pride, humility. Pride always thinks they're right. Humility is open to new ideas. Pride tries to win at all costs. Humility sees failure as a learning opportunity. Pride is self-obsessed. You have an Instagram account. 700 selfies are on there, and maybe 1 or 2 pictures of friends or family. But hey, who's counting? Humility, on the other hand, thinks about other people, thinks about the needs of others above themselves. Pride is easily offended and finds it difficult to forgive. Humility understands that everybody makes mistakes. Pride always tries to do everything, even when they're clearly struggling. Humility knows when to ask for help. Pride is insecure, always seeking attention, always wanting to be heard, always wanting to be noticed. Humility is God confident. Humility understands their value regardless of if they're being seen, heard, or recognized. Pride always makes excuses when things go wrong. Humility owns up to their part of the problem. Pride loves praises, but absolutely hates correction. Humility accepts both. Pride prefers to take than to give. And if pride must give, there has to be clear incentives. Humility, on the other hand, is a generous and joyful giver. Now, I have a sneaky suspicion, I have a funny feeling on the inside of me that children did not pick up these habits all by themselves. We help them, and we also can get rid of entitlement by teaching humility. First things first, humility comes from God. So if you haven't done so yet, please lead them to Christ. Number 2, study the Bible together. You can look out for characters who have demonstrated humility and then discuss some strategies that you might want to implement afterwards. 3, pair them up with children, pair them up with friends who already practice humility. The Bible does say, "He who walks with the wise is wise." Number 4, teach them to practice gratitude in the little things. Thank your bus driver for getting you to school safely every morning. Thank your teacher for showing up every single day. Thank God when things make sense to you in the classroom. Thank your parents for giving you life. And the list goes on. Finally, teach them to serve others. The principle behind the story of Jesus washing disciples' feet is the power of humility in full display. He didn't have to do it, but yet he did. Teach them that service is not always glamorous. Service is not always fun. Okay, y'all, I'm about to share a ridiculously disgusting story. I'm about to gross you out. So take this as your 2 seconds warning to end the video, pause, switch to a different channel if your stomach cannot handle it. So I went to a boarding school in Nigeria, and in that school we had certain assignments, we had certain responsibilities we engaged in to just take care of the school environment and make it more livable for every one of us. So you're either, you might be assigned to the dining hall duties, yard work, taking care of the dormitory and things like that. But the one responsibility I hated, the one chore I loathed with so much passion is washing toilets. I mean, I hated it with every part of me. I would dodge it at every opportunity. And the reason is very clear. I mean, it was filthy. It is the kind of filthy that makes filthy filthy. That is that kind of filthy I'm talking about. I mean, you needed a measure of coordination just to get to the WC. You're leaping, you're stretching, you're tiptoeing, you're doing all sorts of matrix skills so that you don't step on something. And for the life of me, I always just imagine that what if I slip? What if I slip and fell and guys, so traumatized. But if by some chance, by the mercy of God, you make it through all these piles of obstacles and you get to the WC, the sight alone is enough to take the breath and the life out of anybody. It's just overflowing. And what we had to do is pound to get it all down. That's disgusting. My brothers and sisters, I am still traumatized to this day because of that experience. I share that to say this. Don't be afraid to sign your children up for the hard stuff. Allow them to experience what it is to work towards relieving the suffering of others. It is what Jesus would do anyways. Well, it is a wrap. A round of applause for Jesus. As always, my name is Ifeoluwa. On to the next episode of Suspendisse. Let's do the work of parenting together.